Let's play a game. It's called How Badly Can the Trump Administration Screw This One Up? Today's category is screw worms. Now, if this is your first time hearing about screw worms, don't feel badly. There hasn't been much of a reason to know anything about screw worms. That's because screw worms were completely eradicated from the United States in the 1960s. But to catch you up, and forgive me because this is kind of gross, the New World screw worm isn't actually a worm at all. It's a parasitic fly that lays its eggs in the wounds and the body openings of live animals. Those eggs then hatch into larvae that feed on the host's animal's flesh, burrowing deep into the animal like a screw, hence the name screwworm. Screwworms were a huge and devastating problem for U.S. livestock in the 1960s, infesting and killing cattle across the country and costing beef producers hundreds of millions of dollars in losses. But the U.S. government, through some really interesting science, developed a plan to kill them off and keep them gone for good. You see, female screwworms only mate once in their lifetime. So the USDA bred millions of sterilized male screwworm flies, airdropped them into the wild. Female screwworm flies then mated with the infertile male flies, and the entire population quickly collapsed. Again, that was back in 1966, and with rare exceptions, screwworms haven't been a problem in the United States ever since, until about this week, because the screwworm is back. On Wednesday, the USDA confirmed the parasite's detection in a calf in Texas, and today they confirmed a second one. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has declared a disaster and is mobilizing state resources to contain the parasite. And while only 2 cases have been identified so far, a wider outbreak is very possible and could be disastrous to our country's already suffering cattle industry. The U.S. cattle herd is already at its lowest level in 75 years, which has driven prices to record highs. The cost of beef has soared a whopping 75% since 2020, and it's estimated that a screwworm outbreak would cost the industry up to $1.8 billion in losses, skyrocketing the prices for consumers even more. Even if this somehow doesn't develop into a major outbreak, containment efforts like cattle movement restrictions and quarantines are still guaranteed to have an impact on the availability and the price of beef, and that's the best-case scenario. So you might be wondering, how did we get here? How are we being threatened with a problem that was supposedly solved 60 years ago? Well, back in 2023, the screwworm crossed the Darien Gap in Panama, which has long served as a containment barrier. The Trump administration, of course, blames the Biden administration for this. The parasite started moving north, and over the past year, outbreaks in Central America, and specifically in Mexico, raised serious concerns that the screwworm could keep moving north all the way to the United States. So what did Trump do about it? Well, his Department of Government Efficiency, run by Elon Musk, decided to cut the funding that was specifically dedicated to monitoring and containing the screwworm in Central America. I mean, why spend money on, taxpayer money on boring old parasites when you can spend it on a 250-foot arch or some fresh paint for the reflecting pool? Around the same time, the administration decided to reopen the border to Mexican cattle, incidentally, reversing a Biden administration border closure. Now, to be fair, the cattle were subject to inspection first. While they eventually changed their minds and closed the border to Mexican cattle once again, Trump's cronies were busy on Fox News assuring the American public that there was nothing to worry about. Here was the Agriculture Secretary, Brooke Rollins, last November.
We've got screwworm under control south of the border. Still a couple more things before we get there, but we're getting close. And the president is hyper focused on this. So our numbers and our formulas are showing that prices will start coming down as soon as next spring and certainly by summer and fall of next year.
President is hyper focused on screwworms. Here we are in the summer of 2026. The Trump administration just broke ground on a new facility to breed more sterile male screwworm flies, but it's going to be a lot of time before it's up and running. Meanwhile, screwworm flies have made it to Texas now, and beef prices are only going up. You see, this is government under Donald Trump. It's not about real policy. It's not about really solving problems. It's about him getting to play his games in the White House while the rest of America is left screwed.